Hi, this is Nathan Harrison for FineRemodel.com. If you are the kind of person who does not need to be convinced of the benefits of built-in cabinets, then you're in the right place, because we are taking up the mission of finding or creating nooks for built-ins in ordinary homes. Now, an important place to look for nooks, possibly to find or possibly to create, has to do with ceiling features, and we're going to be discussing that. There's a bit of a hodgepodge of ideas, all loosely connected by the fact that they are ceiling features. Now, this is the classic ceiling feature that we're looking at here that many older homes have. This is the kitchen soffit. This is an artificial extension of the wall that is built to fill in above the tops of the wall cabinets. And this arose for multiple reasons, but one of the important ones was simply the aesthetic reason that it gives a kind of fittingness to these wall cabinets. It gives them a place to shelter, and it just looks better. More modern kitchens, as you can see in the background here, might create this same sort of a feeling, but instead using a tray ceiling, which has become much more popular than soffits now. And it can also work for built-ins elsewhere in the house. And things start to get really interesting when we begin to modify the ceiling to perfectly fit the space we intend for the built-ins. You can see that here, and here you have a trade ceiling that seems to be modified to fit the edge of the built-in. Now, in these pictures, you're of course going to notice that there's a nook being created in multiple ways. There's wall features, possible thickening of the wall, and so forth. However, the ceiling features could, on their own, as you see in this picture, be the thing creating the feeling of the nook. You can see here we have a flat wall going behind the built-in here, but it's this perfectly designed ceiling feature along with the columns that create the feeling of shelter and a nice nestling into the structure of the house that we want so much when we design built-ins. Now that the typical living room in a new house has a ceiling height of some 16 or 18 feet, this could become a fairly expensive strategy, but it still is an option on the table to actually build the ceiling down from that very high ceiling height to the top of the intended built-in height. Another option would be what's done here, just to arbitrarily create a ceiling for the built-in and then do something else above it. Finally, I thought that this picture was relevant. This begins to cross over into our discussion of contexting. But essentially what we have here is a ceiling feature that is designed to help this set of built-ins feel like they're not just slapped into a corner. It gives them a sense of context, and even though it's not the same material as the ceiling, it sort of halfway feels like it is. And we'll discuss this type of idea more in the discussion of contexting.